Alright, you guys, welcome back. As you guys can tell, we are going to be finishing up the R1 today. We got the tail light right here. We have the exhaust right behind me. So we're going to be finally finishing up this thing so I can get back on the road, get back at the track, because I've missed my bike so much. It's been like a month since I've ridden it. And yeah, I'm just ready to be back out there. Alright, so moving on to the license plate bracket that we are going to be making. We are going to be using the Insta360 flexible adhesive mount. You can see you can just kind of flex it and just move it however you want to, because these undertails do not come with a cutout section for the factory hardware to go through to bolt to the subframe. We are going to be making up our own. So I am using a extension. You do have to, there's a little nut that goes, come on focus, there's a little nut that goes on the end of this. It looks something like this silver piece right here. You do have to pull that out. And then there's a little hangover. I just grinded it down. I should like spray some stuff on here and then wipe it down, but I'm not going to, only because the bike has not been on the road yet. So there is no like road grime or grease or anything like that. Fine for the most part, I hope. So I'm going to put the nut side facing on the left so I can tighten it down with my right because I am right-handed. Just to make it easier for me. So we're just gonna try to get it as straight as possible. I hope that's straight. And then kind of just push it on. Put some just to put some pressure on it. And once it's on there, like, it should pretty much be on there pretty good. So we should be all right. It should be strong enough to hold a camera as well, my DJI. So yeah, looks not too bad. Nice. Let's get the rest of it mounted up. So I'm gonna be using the screws that have the screwdriver Phillips bit on the inside, just so I can make them a little bit more snug. So I am gonna use the small extension. All right, so once it is all inside there, we're ready to just throw it on the bike. So we have this. I did put the shorter one in the front and the longer one in the back. So, and then I will crank it down with a screwdriver, but just for right now, just to show like you guys. Yeah, that's like how it is. And then I can move it out if I want to move it out, and then I can tuck it back. It'll just to go like this, and then just pop it off like that. So, you know, that's always an option as well. But yeah, just a regular GoPro mount for the license plate base, and then the chin mounts, and then let's see, slide it back on there, lock it down, and then boom, there we go. So it is a little bulky, but it is okay though. It's just so I don't get messed with. Cops can see it perfectly clear if they need to. But yeah, I'll probably just like keep it riding like this or something like that, where like it's visible but it's not fully exposed, just because that's just really ugly. I just hate that look so much. But we'll be good with that. That's one less thing knocked out, and let's finish it up. This tail light is from Superbike Assassin. If you guys do not know, I will put the company up right here. These are hands down the best tail lights for 2015 to current R1s, new gen R6s, R7s, R9s, and for the new gen GSXR 1000s. So we're gonna get this thing out. All right, so here's the light itself. It is super simple, super good quality. And what makes it so good is if you are a track rider, for most track providers, they make you either unplug or tape up your tail light. But for this one, all you have to do is just hit this button, off and on. And yeah, it makes everything so much easier. This LED light is super bright. I already had one, but due to the crash, obviously they got ripped apart. But he got me a new one, so thank you for that. The factory lights come with push pins. These come with actual hardware, bolts and nuts, so it is not going to come apart on you. It's not going to fall out on you. They're not going to break. So let's get this upper tail section off and let's get the light in. So just like any other tail light, you just slide it right in. Ooh. All right, so it is all in. Again, it does fit better on the OEM tails, but as you guys can see, let's go ahead and turn it on. Super clean, super simple, super bright. And if you want it off, it's off. Just like that. So yeah, thought I was in the clear. I was not. So these updated ones, they have this small section right here that sticks out. Unfortunately, because of this subframe, I do have this piece and then an extra piece for the top part of the seat fairing. So it is hitting right here. So I'm gonna see if I can just cut out from the sword down, so I can just take out this whole chunk of light, so I can let this bracket fit inside here better. If you have the OEM tail or the OEM subframe, you do not need to do this. Even when I had the OEM subframe, but then I had the RPM undertail, I did not have to do this at all either. It is just because of this subframe. That's the only reason why. I don't think he really meant to build it around like the aftermarket subframe. So it's no big deal. It's carbon stuff, it's aftermarket stuff. Nothing ever goes 100% the way you want it to, but let's just make our small modification and then we'll get back to it. All right, seat is all back on. Everything is bolted down. We have a tail light again. Man, just one last piece and we're back on the road. All right, we got the bike moved out so we can give ourselves a little bit more room. But for the exhaust, we went with the full Akrapovic Evolution system. I got this from a buddy of mine, Jose, for a crazy deal. So I was for sure not gonna pass it up. It's super pretty. It's already safety wired right here. So yeah, I also got some more clips because somehow all of mine in the front cowling is like all gone. So yeah, let's start taking everything apart and let's get this thing on. Oh, well, she's out. The bike sounded so good. Dang. Oh well. Hopefully everything lines up pretty good and everything fits. We are going to be cleaning it before we start the bike, so don't worry about that. But ooh, I should probably all right, so it's in. I'm gonna go ahead and bolt it all up, connect everything, and then I'll get back to you guys when I'm ready to start it up. Unfortunately, we are not gonna be starting the bike today. Everything up front is all buttoned up. All the springs, all the gaskets and everything are all buttoned up. But I went to plug in the O2 sensors, and I noticed how much smaller these are compared to the hole. So I'm not sure if 2015 to 2019 have bigger O2 sensors, because the spark headers that were for a 2020 and up obviously have smaller O2 sensor plugs. So Cycle Gear did have some, so I just ordered some of those. So yeah, we just gotta like pretty much wait on those so we can plug in both O2 sensors. And then we just need the exhaust bracket for the rear sets. But besides that, everything else is pretty much good to go. It looks super good on here, actually. I actually really like it a lot. So I wish I could start it up for you guys. I want to hear it too. But unfortunately, I'm not gonna start it up. I'm not gonna start it with these, without these O2 sensors hooked in here. So yeah, I'll just put all of the front fairings back on, get everything buttoned up. So by the time those get here, all I gotta do is just put those in, and then we can fire her up. So I'll see you guys when they get here. Yeah. So things look a little bit different. Kind of story time. After I finish up with the exhaust, I kind of went to go and just start it up just to kind of see, you know. And I got this like loud ticking noise, and I never heard it before because the bike had no exhaust on it, so like everything was just super loud. But now that it has an exhaust on and it's like quiet now, it literally sounds like I broke a valve inside the motor. I pulled the radiator off, I pulled the valve cover off, just to check if there's anything broken. And I bore scoped the whole motor, and there's nothing in there. I did drain the oil, and the oil was kind of silver, so it kind of like, I kind of freaked out a little bit. So I had removed the whole exhaust again, just so I can see inside of the head. I bore scoped the head as well, and everything was super clean. So everything was like, I'm really clean. There was like no like scarring marks or anything. So I'm really not too sure what's going on. I might have thought maybe I just didn't put the headers on like all the way, so like aggressive exhaust leak, but not really too sure. So all right. Anyway, so I got a new valve cover gasket, some more distilled water, and we're gonna put everything back on. I did get the O2 adapters, 18 to 12 mil. So hopefully these work. If not, yeah. So I will put a video up of what the bike sounded like. You guys can see everything is back. We got the same issue still. I even tried to put the old headers back on, thinking maybe it was an exhaust issue as well, but no, it's ticking pretty loud. So as far as my next steps, I'm not really too sure what I'm gonna do. So as for right now, this will just to be continued, and I will update you guys when I can. Until then, see you guys later.